Hi, good day everyone. We will be talking about hypothesis testing for one variable. This is your module 10 for your engineering data analysis. So here is our outline. So we would first discuss what is hypothesis testing, then go to what we did last meeting for confidence interval. We'll discuss for large samples, small samples, and proportions and variance and standard deviations. So, introduction to hypothesis testing with the following objectives. So, first off, let's identify or define hypothesis testing. So, every one of us is trying to prove something whenever we are actually deciding. Okay, so trying to prove something is what we are referring to as hypothesis testing in statistics. Okay, wherein we are trying to prove something out of the data. Okay, so we cannot simply say that this is precise while we weren't able to process it using the hypothesis testing. So for example, here we have an automobile manufacturer advertises that its new hybrid car has mean mileage of 50 miles per gallon. To test this claim, the manufacturer must go through the hypothesis testing process. Okay, so to test the claim that it has the mean mileage of 50 miles per gallon, so yun, the manufacturer has to go through hypothesis testing. Statistical hypothesis. So, statistical hypothesis is actually a statement or a claim about the population parameter. So, it comes in pairs. So, kaya we have null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. When we're talking about the null hypothesis, this is actually the one that it doesn't necessarily mean that it is always the claim. Pero this one is neutral. Okay, the null hypothesis is always neutral, while we have the alternative hypothesis which complements the null hypothesis. So technically, you have a pair wherein one represents the claim and the other complements the other. So as stated a while ago, we cannot restrict that the claim would always be with the null hypothesis. It doesn't happen. Sometimes it's in the alternative hypothesis. It depends on the problem that you are analyzing. But technically, the general rule is you would know if it's the null hypothesis if in case you have seen the equality sign in the statement. Again, you would just credit it as a null hypothesis if in case it has equality sign in the statement. Sample of equality signs were greater than greater than or equal to, then equal to, and less than or equal to. Again, they have equality signs in the statement. They can be credited under the null hypothesis. Under the alternative hypothesis, siya yung, as stated a while ago, it is complementary. So therefore, it doesn't have equality sign. So it can be greater than, not equal, or less than. So, we are referring to it as H sub A or HA sa iba, okay, while our null hypothesis is HO or H naught, okay? So, again, they must complement each other, and again, you can only you can only define a null hypothesis, or your claim as a null hypothesis, if in case it has equality sign. Okay, so let's try on to some problems later. So to write the null and alternative hypothesis, translate the claim made by the population parameter from a verbal to mathematical statement. Then, regardless of the pair of hypotheses you use, you always assume that mu is equal to k and examine the sampling distribution on the basis of the assumption. So we have here a sample. So supposing we are asked to write a claim as a mathematical sentence, state the null and alternative hypothesis, and identify which represents the claim. So we have the first problem. We have here a school publicizes that the proportion of the students who are involved in at least one extracurricular activity is 61%. So we are asked for the null and alternative hypothesis. So analyzing your problem, it actually has the proportion of the students, so therefore it's proportion, no? Okay, the proportion of the students who are involved in at least one extracurricular activity is 61%. So the proportion is 61%. Okay? So the proportion is 61%. So therefore, the claim was the proportion is equal to 0.61 or 61% if you want it in percentage. Okay? So that's the mathematical sentence for the claim. Okay? So this is the claim. So again, as stated a while ago, your claim can either be in the alternative or the null hypothesis. But the catch is, it could be credited in the null hypothesis if and only if it has equality sign. So we have equality sign here, so therefore, this is our null hypothesis. Okay? And the alternative hypothesis is the complement. Okay? So if this is equal, the complement of equal is not equal. Okay? So this is your alternative hypothesis. Okay? Next, let's try this second one. So same rule or same request or same instruction, state the null and alternative and identify what represents the claim. So let's translate first the problem into mathematical. A car dealership announces that the mean time for oil change is less than 15 minutes. Okay, so therefore, we have the words mean, okay, and then less than 15 minutes. Okay, so therefore, it's actually claiming that the mean or trying to prove that the mean is less than 15 minutes. Okay, and if that happens, okay, this claim. Okay, the complement of this is actually mean is greater than or equal to 15 minutes. Okay, so don't forget when you're placing complements, if in case the other, like this one, the other just states that it's less than 15, the complement must have equality sign. Okay, so that's greater than or equal to 15. Okay, so therefore, seeing that the first one has the equality sign, so this is our null hypothesis and this would be our alternative hypothesis. Okay, next. Next, we have the company advertises that the mean life of its furnaces is more than 18 years. So more than, this time more than 18 years. So therefore, if it's more than, I'll just highlight this. Mean life of its furnaces is more than 18 years. So when we're talking about more than, okay, that would be greater than 18 years. So the complement of greater than, of course, is less than. But since it doesn't have equality sign, we would place it here in 18 years. So since the equality sign is in the first one, so therefore this is your null hypothesis and this is your alternative hypothesis. Oops. Okay. So we're done with stating the null and alternative hypothesis. So for those who would have a hard time in terms of identifying the verbal statements, may it be greater than, sometimes it's confusing kasi. So these represents the HOs here, and these represents the alternative hypothesis in here. Okay, so please make yourself familiar with that because sometimes the statements inside your problem would deceive you. So, and therefore, if it deceived you, like it should be greater than or equal to, but you didn't place equal. Okay, so therefore, it would be placed in the wrong hypothesis. And as well, your solution won't be correct. So we have here sample problems. This will be your activity for this session. So kindly try on this and I will be providing the answers as well in your presentation. Next, let's know more about the types of error. So since we have known that hypothesis testing actually tries to prove your statements, through statistics. So types of errors can occur. Okay, so of course we can't always be 100% sure that things happen na perfectly. Okay, there would be even small amounts of errors that can possibly occur during your solution. Okay, so we have here the two possible decisions. It's either you reject the null hypothesis or fail to reject the null hypothesis. Again, please take note, we are not describing the alternative hypothesis. Even though the claim is in the alternative hypothesis, always the conclusion or the decision would be pertaining to the null hypothesis. So therefore, if the problem turns out to accept the alternative hypothesis, you would be concluding as fail to reject the null hypothesis. You would be rejecting the null hypothesis. Okay, then if you're accepting the null hypothesis, you would credit it as fail to reject the null hypothesis. So again, if it's accept the null hypothesis, fail to reject the null hypothesis. And if it's rejecting, they reject the null hypothesis. Okay? Because your decision is based on a sample, there is a possibility of making the wrong decision. We have two possible errors. We have type 1 error and type 2 error. Type 1 error actually occurs if the null hypothesis is rejected when it is true, and type 2 error occurs if the null hypothesis is not rejected when it is false. So let's try to visualize it using this problem. Okay, so we have here the USDA limit for salmonella contamination for chicken is 0.2. A meat inspector reports that the chicken produced by a company exceeds USDA limit. You perform a hypothesis test to determine whether the meat inspector's claim is true. When will type 1 or type 2 error occur, which is more serious? So first off, let's try to convert muna the claim to mathematical format. Okay? So the claim states that the proportion, since it's in percentage, so this is a proportion, the proportion exceeds 0.2. Okay? So therefore, this would be your alternative and your null would be less than or equal to 0.2, in which this is your claim. Okay? The problem doesn't actually want you to solve the problem. I mean, to compute, rather. Okay? It just asks you what type of, when will type 1 and type 2 error occur. Okay? Type 1 error is actually rejecting the null hypothesis when it is true. Okay? So this is the null hypothesis. Okay? What will happen is that if the actual proportion of the contaminated chicken is actually less than 0.2, less than or equal to 0.2, but you actually decided to reject the null hypothesis. Okay? So that would be your type 1 error. Type 2 error is more of about failing to reject the null hypothesis when it is false. Okay? So the scenario would be the actual proportion of the contaminated chicken is greater than 0.2, but you do not reject the null hypothesis. Okay? So therefore, when you commit the type 1 error, you might probably create a health scare, and probably hurt the sales of the chicken producers or yung mga poultry farmers natin who aren't actually meeting the USDA limits. While if in case you committed type 2 error, you could probably be allowing na makakonsume tayo ng chicken na in reality would actually or actually exceeding the USDA limit to be of the chickens na ma-consume. So therefore, mas malala si type 2 error kasi kung sakaling makakonsume tayo ng chicken na akala natin ay hindi pala okay lang pala yung content niya ng bacteria, yun pala dahil sinabi ng study mo na hindi okay lang naman yung mga chicken. Okay? You committed type 2 error, therefore, pwedeng magkasakit, pwedeng mamatay dahil sa study mo. Okay? So therefore, type 2 error is more is more dangerous. It can probably give you death, okay, if you committed that. Okay? So here's a trial problem. I would like you to try again using this problem. Same, identifying only the type 1 and type 2 error, and analyzing which one would probably be more serious. Next, we have the level of significance. So, level of significance, your maximum allowable probability of making a type 1 error. Okay, so this is denoted by alpha, the lower Greek letter alpha. So by setting the level of the significance at a small value, you are saying that you want the probability of rejecting a true null hypothesis to be small. Okay, so commonly used levels of significance are alpha of 0.10, 0.5, or 5%, at saka 0.01. So the alternate one is the beta, or the type 2 error beta. So beta is 1 minus the alpha only. Okay, so after stating the null hypothesis and specifying the level of significance, a random sample is taken from the population and sample statistics are calculated. So it depends. For example, kanina, di ba, we're seeing proportion. Some of it, we're seeing mean. Okay, so with that, you would be verifying, or you would be checking what standardized test statistic you would be using. Okay, so for n that is greater than or equal to 30, you would be using the z-test. If in case it's mean, okay, then t-test if it's less than 30. And if it's proportion, you would be using the z-test. And if it's standard deviation and variance, you would be using the chi-squared distribution. Okay. P-value. So the probability, if the null hypothesis is true, of obtaining a sample statistic with a value as extreme or more extreme than one determined from the sample data. So this actually is dependent to the nature of test, dahil sa table nakadepende yung p-value ninyo. Okay? So we have three types of hypothesis test. You can either have left-tailed test, right-tailed test, and two-tailed test. The type of test is actually dependent on the rejection region of your null hypothesis. That is why initially I highlighted that it's important if you would for you to analyze what is your null hypothesis. Okay, so because the region of your nature of test would be determined by your alternative hypothesis. So meaning if your alternative hypothesis is not equal to its two-tailed. Okay, let's try some examples of that for you to visualize. So like this, left-tailed test. Okay, since the sign of your alternative hypothesis is less than, okay, that would be left-tailed test. Okay, again, the basis for the type of test is dependent on your alternative hypothesis. So if in case you have less than, or the sign of your alternative hypothesis is less than, so your type of test is left-tailed test. If naman it's greater than, it's right-tailed test. If it's not equal, it's two-tailed test. Okay, so again, it depends on the sign of your, on the um, inequality or equality sign of your alternative hypothesis. So let's try on this one. So for each claim, I state null and alternative, then determine whether the hypothesis is a left, right, or two-tailed test. Sketch the normal sampling distribution and shade the area of the p-value. Okay, so we have here a school publicizes that the proportion of its students who are involved in at least one extracurricular activity is 61%. So proportion, okay, ito yung problem pala natin kanina, and 61. Okay, so proportion is 0.61. Okay, this is the claim. Okay, so ang alter ng equal ay not equal to. So this would be your HO and HA. Okay, and then since the sign of our HA is not equal to, so therefore this is two-tailed test. Okay, with the shades outer. Okay? So, with 0, negative z, or positive z. Alright? Next one. How about this one? Same instructions. A car dealership announces that the mean time for an oil exchange is less than 15 minutes. So if it's less than 15 minutes, mean time is less than 15 minutes. So this is the claim. Okay? And then the alternate would be greater than or equal to 15 minutes. So this is your HO and this is your HA. Okay? So we're looking at the alternative hypothesis sign. This is less than. So when we're talking about less than, that is actually a left tail test. Okay? With negative C. Okay? Lastly, company advertises that the mean life of its furnaces is more than 18 years. So this is more than 18 years. Less than or equal to 18 years. HO, HA. Okay, this is more than. So, ito siya. Okay, positive Z. So, that's a right tail test. Okay? So, please try it on the using this problem. Making a decision. So, decision rule based on p-value. So, whenever you're trying to solve your hypothesis test, there's actually two ways you can do that, using the p-value or using the z-value. But later, we'll focus on that. We would focus on using the p-value. Okay? So, if your p-value is less than or equal to alpha, then you have to reject the null hypothesis. While if it is greater than alpha, then you fail to reject the null hypothesis. Okay? So, let us try. Okay, using this one. So, we actually perform a hypothesis test for the following claim. So, we have, how should you interpret your decision if you actually reject the null hypothesis? So, we have here, school publicizes the proportion of the students who are involved in at least one is 61%. The claim is represented by HO. This is the problem that we have a while ago. Okay, so it's asking for the interpretation if you reject the HO. So therefore, if we reject the null hypothesis, we should conclude that there is enough evidence to reject the school's claim that the proportion of the students who are involved in at least one extracurricular activity is 61%. Okay? So, but if you fail to reject HO, we actually can conclude that there is not enough evidence to reject the school's claim that the proportion of the students who are involved in at least one extracurricular is 61%. Okay, so that's how you would be interpreting your decision. So again, there is enough and there is not enough. If in case you reject the HO in this problem, since the claim is in the null hypothesis, if you reject the null hypothesis, there is enough evidence to reject. Okay, but if you fail to reject the null hypothesis, we should conclude that there is not enough evidence to reject the school's claim. Okay, so in a nutshell, our conclusion is actually dependent on the claim. Okay, if you have enough or not enough evidence based on your claim. So that's why it's very essential na first hand, you know where the claim is. Okay, because your conclusion or interpretation would be based on that. Okay, let's try again on this one. Car dealership announces that the mean time for oil change is less than 15 minutes. So the claim is in the alternative hypothesis. So if we reject the null hypothesis, we should conclude that there is enough evidence to support the dealer's claim that the mean time for oil change is actually 15 minutes. Okay, but if we fail to reject the null hypothesis, we should conclude that there is enough evidence to support the dealership's claim that the mean time for oil change is actually less than 15 minutes. Okay? So that would be your interpretation to your decision. Guys, you might actually be wondering, Miss, what are you telling us? Okay? Whenever you are asked for a worded problem, you should answer also in your answer should also be converted into words. Okay? Meaning, it's not that, okay, I have computed P is less than or equal to A, so therefore reject HO. Okay, it's not ending to that. You should have interpretation because they asked you for a worded problem or in words, you should respond to them also in words. Okay, so to be fair. Okay, let's try. You can try on this problem. Okay, so I will now go for the steps for hypothesis testing. So since you've known how to create for the null hypothesis and then the alternative hypothesis, then identify the level of significance alpha, determine the standardized sampling distribution using a sketch, if it's left-tailed, right-tailed, two-tailed, based on HA, and then calculate the test statistic. Then find the p-value using ZT, chi-square table, and then use the following decision rule. If p-value is less than or equal to alpha, reject HO. If it's greater than, fail to reject HO. Write a statement to interpret the decision. Okay? So let us, that's the summary. Okay? So let's try it using large mean. So using p-values to make decisions, we have p is less than or equal to a to reject HO. Let's try on this one. Okay? So we have here the p-value for our hypothesis test is 0.0237. Supposing nakuha na sa table 0.0237, what will be your decision if the level of significance is 0.05? Okay? The rule is if your p-value is less than or equal to alpha, reject. Okay? Reject your HO. Okay? So, sample this one. Since 0.0237 is actually less than 0.05, right? Okay? So, therefore, we have to reject the null hypothesis. Okay? How about this one? Okay, so that's 0.01 versus 0.0237. So since 0.0237 is greater than 0.01, okay, therefore we should fail to reject the null hypothesis. Okay? So I hope we're clear with that. So for finding the p-value after determining the hypothesis standard at a standard statistic, either t-test, z-test, or chi-square test, p or the p for left-tailed test is the area in the left tail or yung kita nyo na sa table. For right-tailed test, area in the right tail. Then for two-tailed test, 2 times area in the test statistic. Okay, so testing natin in here. So we have find the value for a left-tailed test with a test statistic of negative 2.23. Decide whether to reject HO if level of significance is 0.01. Okay, so since it's a left-tailed test, draw natin siya. Okay, it's a left-tailed test, okay, with z value of negative 2.23. Okay, so sabi daw, pakikuha daw ng p-value. So with that, we would be using our table. So we have here our Z table. I'm using the Z table because particularly, we are trying to solve muna the ones with the large samples, diba? Looking back. So, negative 2.23 daw. That would be negative 2.2 if you're not seeing it. Negative 2.2 and 3. Negative 2.23, that's 0.0129. So, let me just go back to my presentation. And that would be 0.0129. So, this area here is 0.0129. 29. Okay, so using the p-value, okay, as a decision, di ba, if your p-value is less than or equal to alpha, reject. Okay, reject, ayan, reject. Okay, so we'll try. So we have our p-value that's 0.0129 versus our alpha of 0.01. Okay? So since 0.0129 is greater than our alpha, therefore we should fail to reject H. Okay? So that's fail to reject H. Next, let's try again in this one. So we have a test statistic of 2.14, two-tailed test now. Okay, it's a two-tailed test. So since it's a two-tailed test, we will have to identify the Z value. So it's a two-tailed test with 2.14 and negative 2.14. Okay, so identify natin kung ano ang ating Z value. Okay, so identify natin kung ano ang ating Z value. I would particularly be looking at this sa ating table. Let's check our table. Two point 14. 2.14. 0.162. Miss, bakit sa negative ka tumingin? Positive yung given. Okay, so looking back on our two-tailed test, okay, diba? You can either make use of the 2.14 na positive or negative since two-tailed test siya. Okay, so since our table, looking back, our Z table would present you values for negative. Okay, so ang kinuha ko na yung negative para hindi na ako magba-minus. Okay, so with that, so sabi daw, para makuha mo ang probability ng two-tailed test, ang area nito ay, what was that? Let me just go back. 0.0162. Okay? 0.0162. So, para makuha mo ang p-value ng two-tailed, i-multiply mo siya sa 2. Okay? So, dalawang 0.162 kasi left at right. So, that would be equal to 0.0324. So, ito ngayon yung isa-subject natin sa test. Kung less than or equal siya sa p-value. So, our p-value is 0.0324 versus 0.05. So, the value is actually less than 0.05. So, since less than siya, we have to reject the null hypothesis. Okay? So, very easy na pan in terms of finding the p-value. Okay, so please try it using this problem. Okay, so since maalam na, okay, so we can now proceed to Z testing for the mean. Okay, so the usual, we would be using this formula. Z is equal to mean minus mu over standard deviation over square root of n. So these are the p-values for Z test of the mean. Okay, so ito na ang process. So state the null and alternative hypothesis and then identify alpha, determine test statistic, and then use table, Z table, and then find the area, make a decision based on your alpha and the p-value and interpret. Okay, so let's try this one. Okay, so we have here auto racing, a pit crew claims that its mean pit stop for 4 new tire is less than 13 seconds. Okay, so ang claim, kitang-kita naman, ang claim ay mean is less than 13 seconds. So, lagay na natin. So, mean is actually less than 13 seconds. So, since yan ay walang equality sign. So, syempre, siya na ang HA. Greater than or equal to 13 seconds. So, a random selection of 32 pit stops. So, 32 is our N. Has a sample mean of 12.9 seconds. So, X bar, 12.9 seconds. And a standard deviation of 0.19 seconds. Okay. Is there enough evidence to support the claim at 0.01? Alpha of 0.01. Okay, so first off, let's identify the type of test. Lagay ko dito yung type of test niya. Identified na natin yung mga given, identified na ang HO at HA. So, identify na natin yung type of test. So, the type of test is actually left-tailed test because the sign of HA is less than. So, left-tailed test. Okay, left-tailed test. Hanapin lang natin yung Z value. Okay, hanapin natin yung Z value. So, let's compute for the Z value. Z is equal to X minus mu, X bar minus mu over over standard deviation over square root of N. Okay, so our X bar would be 12.9 seconds minus the mean of 13, okay, less than 13 over standard deviation of 0.19 over square root of 32. Okay, so calculating them, you would be getting say value of 2.98. Okay, so that 2.98 would be your value here. Negative 2.98, I'm sorry. Negative 2.98. Okay, so let's try to check the value of negative 2.98 in our table. Negative 2.98. That's 0.0014. Okay, 0.0014. Lagay natin siya here. This is 0.0014. Okay? So, next. Since identify na natin yung p-value, we will now try to make a decision out of the p-value. Okay? So, 0.014, 0.0014. Sign for questioning with the alpha versus alpha of 0.01. Okay, so since mas less si 0.014 kesa kay 0.01, so therefore we have to reject HO. Okay? So, gawa tayo ng conclusion. So, reject HO. Ang claim natin ay nandito. Okay? So, therefore, at 1%, level of significance, we can actually say that we have sufficient evidence to support the claim that mean is less than 13. 6. Okay? So that's how you would be concluding. And then box your final answer. Okay? Okay, so let's proceed to the next one. So we have here another problem. So we have National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive Kidney reports that the average cost of bariatric surgery is 22,500. So average is mean. Okay, you think that this information is incorrect. you randomly select 30 bariatric surgery patients and find that the average cost is 21,545 with standard deviation of 3015. Is there enough evidence to support your claim? So therefore, ako ang nagki-claim. So you think that this information is incorrect. So therefore, ang aking mean is not equal to 22,500. Okay, this is my claim. Okay, at equal yung claim. Ay, yung hindi claim. So, HO and HA. Okay? So, next, identify natin yung mga given. Dito ko na sa lahat, sa taas ilalagay kasi parang sigsika na kami. Laki kasi ng font. Okay? So, we have, ito na yung mean. Tapos, X bar is identified as 21,545. Alpha is 0.05. N is equal to 30. Pasok mo naman siya sa z-test. Standard deviation, 305.15. Alpha, 0.05. Okay, so let's try. So, ang ating test is actually two-tailed test kasi not equal ang sign ng aking HA. Okay, so two-tailed test, let's compute for the Z. Z is equal to X bar minus mu over SD square root of M. X bar is 21,545 minus mean of 22,500 over standard deviation 3015 over square root of 30. Okay, so calculating that, you would be getting as a value of negative 1.73. Okay, using the table, negative 1.73, 0.0418. Okay, so balik tayo doon, 0.0418. So, Z value is 0.0418. Okay. This is 0.0418 area. Ito rin ay 0.0418. Mga ba? Negative 1.73. We're checking. Okay, so 0.0418. I'm not mistaken, no? 0.0418. So, since two-tailed test siya, multiply natin siya. 0.2 times 0.0418. Okay, which is equal sa 0.0836. Okay, so comparing the p-values, so we have 0.0836 versus 0.05. Okay, so sinong mas malaki? So, syempre mas malaki yung 0.0836. So, therefore, we have to fail to reject HO. Okay, so since hindi na kasya interpretation, medyo analyze na lang natin siya. So at 5%, since fail to reject HO, or ina-accept nyo yung HO at ang claim niyo ay nasa HA, so therefore at 5% level of significance, we can say that there is not sufficient evidence to support the claim that the mean cost of the bariatric surgery is actually different from 22,500. Okay, so since ina-accept natin yung HO. Tama sila. Tama yung National Institute. Mali ka. Okay? So, that would be your answer. Okay? Next methodology is using the rejection regions or critical values. So, again, you can either use the P method or the rejection region. So, ano naman yun? So, eto na yung gagamitin nyo na talaga yung chart para malaman nyo kung ano yung for rejection at for hindi. Okay? So, specify the level of significance alpha. Decide whether the test is left, right, tailed, or vice versa, and then sketch the standard normal distribution. Draw the vertical line. Okay? Example, find the critical value rejection region for the two value at the test of 0.05. So, we have here 0.025 divide to kasi na alpha. Tapos, 1.96 ang Z. Okay? So, if in case ang na-compute ninyong value ay greater than 1.96, o pumasok dito sa rejection region, okay, therefore reject si HO. Pero pag hindi, pag nandito sa within the range, so, fail to reject the HO. Okay? So, yun yung ibig sabihin niya. Let's try to apply it using this problem. Okay, supposing we have this problem. Okay, we have employees at the construction and mining company claim that the mean salary of the company's mechanical engineers is less than that of one of its competitors, which is 68,000. So, sabi daw, kiniklaim daw na claim that the mean salary is less than 68,000. So, mean is less than 68,000. So, this is HA. This is your claim. Okay, HO natin, kabaliktaran, greater than or equal to 68,000. Okay? So, next, at random sample of 30, mean salary, 66,900. Okay, alpha of 0.05. Okay? So, test daw natin the employee's claim. Okay? So, again, this is using rejection regions. Again, dalawang method po. It's either using the p-value or using the rejection region. Okay? Two methods to find your solution. Okay? This is using the rejection region. So, first off, let's identify the type of test. Dahil tapos na tayo sa given. The type of test, dahil less than yan, ay left-tailed test. Okay? Let's compute for the Z value. Same. Z, X bar. So, 66,900 minus 68,000 over standard deviation. What's the standard deviation? 5,500 pala. 5,500 over square root of n, 30. Okay? So, which will give us, okay, which will give us 1.10. Okay? Z value of negative 1.10. Okay? So, looking at our alpha of 0.05, we all know that the area na 0.05, pag hinanap nyo to sa Z table, ang katumbas nito ay negative 1.645. Okay? Para sa nakakalimot, pag kinonvert nyo yung alpha or pag kinonvert nyo yung probability na 0.05 sa Z table, hinanap nyo siya, makikita nyo na ang Z value ay negative 1.645. So, since ang value pala nito ay negative 1.645, okay, at ang nakuha mong result na compute ay negative 1.10 lang, nandito lang, negative 1.10. Okay? So, therefore, dahil hindi siya pumasok sa rejection region, therefore, siya ay failed to reject the null hypothesis. So, we can actually say that at 5% level of significance, we can state that there is no sufficient evidence, that the salary of mechanical engineers is less than $68,000. Okay, so this would be our result. So again, kung mapapansin nyo, ginamit natin yung chart. Di lang masyadong kita kasi maliit yung pagkaka-figure ko. Pero ginamit natin yung chart. Pag pumasok siya dun sa dark side, tsaka lang siya reject. Okay? Pero ito, dahil hindi pumasok sa dark side, yung negative 1.10, so fail to reject, HO. So another one. So we have here, the U.S. Department of Agriculture claims that the mean cost of raising a child from birth to age 2 by husband-wife families is 13,120. Okay, so the mean is 13,120. Okay, so this is the claim. Okay, tapos ang HA mean is not equal to 13,120. A random sample of 500 children, okay, with mean cost of 12,925 with standard deviation of 1745, okay, at alpha of 0.10. Okay, so is there enough evidence to reject the claim? Okay, so first off, let's identify the type of test. So, since ang sign ay not equal, so two-tailed test. Okay, at ang two-tailed test niya, 0.1 ang alpha. So, kung 0.1 yan, divided by 2, dahil two-tailed to, so ang area nito ay 0.05, tsaka 0.05. So, looking at the table, sa Z table, pag pumunta kayo sa Z table, ang merong value ng 0.05, parang kanina ay negative 1.645. So, positive 1.645. Okay, so now, we have to compute for the Z value nitong problem na to kung lalampas. Okay, Z value, same kanina, X bar, 129, oops. Okay, 12925 minus 13120 all over SD. 1745 over square root of and 500. Okay, Z value after computation would actually be equal to negative 2.5. Okay, so plotting that negative 2.5, it's actually here. Okay, dito yung 2.5. So, pasok siya sa rejection region. So, therefore, reject the null hypothesis. So, since ang null hypothesis natin siya ang claim, okay, so at nire-reject natin yung claim, so therefore, we can say that at 10% level of significance, we have enough evidence to reject our claim that the mean cost for raising a child to age 2 is actually equal to 13,120. Okay? So, please try that using this problem. So, in summary, we have found out using large sample and we have determined the rejection region for Z-test. So, next we'll talk about hypothesis testing for mean ng small samples. So, actually, it's like the confidence interval. Ang kaibahan lang ay t-test yung gagamitin. So, same as what we did sa confidence interval, ganun din yung nangyayari for different. Iba lang yung table na ginagamit but same process. So, I would directly be going to the problems for the practice problem. So, again, you would be using the t-test, which actually uses degrees of freedom for n, okay, which is n minus 1, and you would be using the t-table. Okay, so test statistics is x bar minus mu over s over square root of n. I would directly be going to the problem because it's the same naman, or the concept is the same. Okay, so let's try this problem. So we have here a used car dealer says that the mean price of a 2008 Honda CR-V is at least 20,500. You suspect this claim is actually incorrect and find that the random sample of 14 similar vehicles has a mean price of 19,850 and standard deviation of 1,084. Is there enough evidence to reject the dealer's claim at alpha of 0.05. So, dealer's claim. Okay? Dealer's claim ang pinag-uusapan. So, therefore, ang claim ng dealer ay yung at least 20,500. Okay? So, lagay natin siya here. I hope it's seen. So, mean is greater than or equal to 20,500. So, dahil at least siya. Yan ang kabaliktaran, less than 20,500. So, therefore, this is your HA and this is your HO. Okay, I hope it's seen. Oh, it's seen naman. Alright. So, next, identify natin yung given. So, we have random sample of 14. Okay, but the DF is 13. Then, mean price of 19,850. Then, standard deviation of 1084. Then, alpha of 0.05. Okay? So, testing with small sample. So, let's try using the, anong gusto nyong gawin? Rejection region or p-value. Let's try na lang using the rejection region since fresh pa yung rejection region. Okay? By the way, same na magiging sagot yun. Either ang gamitin nyo ay rejection region o hindi, isa lang yun. Okay? So, I would be dealing with it using the rejection region. Let's identify the type of test. So, less than. So, this is a left-tailed test. Supposing ganito kalaki. Okay? But the area is actually 0.05. Okay? So, using the t-table, I would be looking for the 0.05. So, since hindi ko na sa ulo kung ano ang 0.05 sa t-table, let's check. This is a table. T-table tayo since less than 30 ang ating n. T-table with DOF na 13 at saka 0.05. 13.05, one-tailed. Okay. So, that would be negative 1.711. Okay. So, negative 1.711 nga ba? 771. Negative 1.77113, tsaka 0.05. Negative 1.711. So, let's go back to our problem. Okay, so that would be negative 0.1711, this one. 771. Okay, so let's compute for the t-value. T-value is x bar 19,850 minus 2,500 over S 1084 over square root of 14. Okay, that would be equal to negative 2.244. Okay, so, and that negative 2.244 is way here. Banda dito na yun. Negative 2.244. Okay, so since lagpas siya, so therefore, we have to reject the HA. Okay, and the interpretation, since ang claim natin ay nasa HO, so at 5%, level of significance, there is enough evidence to reject the claim. There is enough evidence to reject the claim that ang claim ay Honda CR-V is at least 20,500. Okay, so that would be your answer. Next, let's try on this one. Same process. Okay, we have claims that the mean pH level of water is 6.8. 6.8. Okay, you randomly select 19 water samples measure. Sample mean is sample mean is 6.7. Standard deviation 0.24. So alpha na 0.05. Okay, so mean of 6.8. Company's claim. Okay, so this is the claim, yung 6.8. So HO. Again. As you can see, chinecheck ko muna kung kaninong claim ang dine-verify sa problem. Kasi baka claim mo o claim niya. Okay, so at least ito, sabi daw, yung claim daw na equal. So yun, doon ko nilagay ang claim. So therefore, this is actually a two-tailed test. Okay, so this is two-tailed test wherein ang area in here ay 0.025 plus dito sa kabila ay 0.025. So let's identify the value of our t. Okay, so checking the value of t. Two-tailed test with degrees of freedom of 18. So 18 and two-tailed test na 0.05, 18, 2.105. Okay, so let's get back. This is 2.101 and 2.10. Okay, so let's compute for the t value. So x bar ay 6.7 minus 6.8 over 0.24 over square root of 19. Okay, so that would be equal to negative 1.816. So which lies in here lang, negative 1.816. So therefore, fail to reject HO. Okay? So therefore, there is not enough evidence to reject the claim that the mean pH is actually 6.8. I think this one is the last for the t-test. So same process. I have to identify the HO and HA. So less than 14 again. So less than 14. So let's try to use pala p-values. So less than 14, a random sample of 10 people with the mean waiting time of 13 minutes, standard deviation of 3.5 minutes, alpha of 0.1. Assume the population. Test the office claim. Okay? So, ang claim ay less than 14. So, HA less than 14 minutes. Okay? So, this would be our claim. And ang HO ay 14. Okay? So, this would actually be less than a left tail test. Sorry, lost. Okay? So, with p-value na kailangan natin i-compute, no? Okay, so let's compute for the t-value. T-value is actually equal to x13 minus 14 over 3.5 over square root of 10. Okay, so let's try. So the value would be negative 0.9035. Okay, so 9035. So, testing that. So, since our t-value is 0.09035, so let's check kung ano ang magiging comparison niya. Okay, so using the t-table. So, since yung table natin is medyo wala yung C negative 9035, I've actually pre-calculated the p-value using interpolation and found out that the value would be, E is equal to 0.1949. Okay, so which is equal to p-value of 0.1949. So using p-value, okay, so we can actually compare that 0.1949 versus 0.1. Kaya nga minsan mas maganda talagang gamitin yung rejection region, especially pag t-test kasi medyo limited yung table niya. Okay, so comparing that, since it is greater than 0.1, so therefore that's fail to reject HO. Okay, so since the claim is in the HA, so at 10% level of significance, there is not enough evidence to support the office claim that the mean wait time is actually less than 40 minutes. So that ends the T distribution. So next is for proportion. It's actually the same naman, guys. Don't panic. It's the same. Okay, so instead we would be using the same pa din. Okay, but same process. Okay, so I would be directly going to the problem. Okay, so we have here a research center claims that less than 50% of US adults have access to internet over a wireless network with a laptop. Okay, computer. In a random sample of 100 adults, 39% say that they have access to internet over a wireless network. So at alpha of 0.01, let's check. So since researcher daw, so yung claim niya, ang pinag-uusapan. So una test muna natin yung NP tsaka NQ kung greater than or equal to 5. Bago tayo mag-proceed. Okay, so our N is actually 100 and the P is 0.5. Obviously, the Q would be 0.5. Okay, so that's N ay 100 times 0.5. Okay, so that would be 50, which is the same as the Q. So, okay naman. Pwede siya for normal distribution for proportion. So, since okay na tayo dyan, pwede na natin i-identify yung HO at saka HA. So, claims that less than 50%. Less than 50% daw of the users. So, less than 50%. So, that would be P is less than 0.5. Okay? So, this would be our claim. Okay? Then, P is greater than or equal to 0.5. Okay? So, HO tsaka HA. Okay? Next, random sample of 100 adults, 39% of them say that they have actually access the internet over wireless network laptop at alpha of 0.01. So, ito yung proportion hat. 0.39. Okay. And then, alpha of 0.01. Test daw natin. Okay. So, let's compute for the Z. So, Z is equal to P hat minus P. So, P hat ay 0.39 minus 0.5 over, okay, PQ, square root of PQ over N. So, P ay 0.5 times 0.5 over N of 100. Okay? So, that would be equal to negative 2.2. Okay, so checking based sa rejection region. Okay, so we actually have less than. So this is a left-tailed test. alpha of 0.01. So the area here is 0.01. So since ito ay using Z table, so therefore 0.01 has a Z value of negative 2.33. Okay? So checking yung computed natin, negative 2.2 versus negative 2.23, nandito lang yung negative 2.2. So therefore, hindi siya pumasok sa rejection region. So therefore, we have to fail to reject HO. So, and we can conclude that at 1% level of significance, there is not enough evidence. Okay? Dahil inaccept natin si HO, not enough evidence to support the claim that there is less than 50% of adults na may access sa internet over wireless network or Wi-Fi. Okay? Another one, a researcher claims that 25% of college students think a college degree is not worth the cost. So, una, testing muna natin yung NP, NQ, baka mag-proceed, pero hindi pa. So, ang N ko ay 200, ang P ko ay 0.25, Q ay 0.75. Okay, so NP, NQ, NP ay, ilan yun? 200 times 0.25, half ay 50. As NQ would be 200 times 0.75 equals 150. So, okay naman greater than 5. So, let's proceed. So, sabi daw, reject the claim. Okay? So, reject the claim daw. So, looking at the given, we actually have, sabi daw, is not worth the cost. Okay, think that college is not worth the cost. 25% ang nag-iisip. Okay? Okay, this is your claim. Okay? So, sabi daw, you decide to test the claim with P hat 0.21 alpha of 0.1. The same alpha as the one we did before. Okay, so since two-tailed test to, okay, we have two-tailed test. So, kung 0.1 yan, magiging 0.05 ang area nito. Okay, ang 0.05 sa Z table ay negative 1.645 tsaka 1.645. Okay, so computing for the p-value, computing for the, Z value ng inyong proportion, we have p hat minus p hat ay 0.21 minus 0.25 over square root of PQ 0.25, 0.75 over 200. So that would be equal to negative 1.31. And negative 1.31 is nandito lang yon. Okay? Negative 1.31. So therefore, this is fail to reject HO. Tapos, ang conclusion, at 10% level of significance, there is enough evidence to reject the claim that 25% of the college students think that the college degree is not worth the cost. Okay? So, you can try it using this problem. We're down to our last, finally. Okay, so sorry for a very lengthy presentation. So, we're down to our last one. Okay, so that's chi-squared. So, again, that same process. Chi-squared lang yung gamit since gamit ay standard deviation. Okay, so let's proceed na sa problem. Same lang yun ang process ha. Okay, so critical value to the left, find the critical value to the left test when n is equal to 11 and a is equal to 0.01. So 0.01 na alpha, kinuha niya yung degrees of freedom na 10, tapos 0.99 ang kanyang naging area to the right. So using the value, the critical value, nakuha niya itong 2.558 na value. Okay, so dito naman, critical value for chi-squared for two-tailed test. Two-tailed test na alpha ay 0.05. So 0.05 divided by 2, 0.025. So yung 0.025 na yan yung hinanap sa table with degrees of freedom na 8. Okay, so let's try it using, I would be proceeding to the problem na ha. Okay. Medyo nagahang lang. Okay, ayan. So, chi-squared n minus 1 multiplied by standard deviation of variance over population variance. Okay. Next. Okay. So we have here the problem. So supposing we have here sabi daw, a dairy processing company claims that the variance of the amount of fat in the whole milk processed by the company is no more than 0.25. So no more than 0.25. So ibig sabihin, variance is less than or equal to 0.25. Okay, so this is your claim. Okay, then your variance 0.25. This is your HAHO. Okay, you suspect this is wrong and find a random sample of 41 milk. Okay, so DFI 40. At has a variance of 0.27. Okay, at alpha of 0.05. Is there enough evidence to reject the company's claim? Okay, 0.05. Left-tailed ba right-tailed? Yes. I guess that would be, since ito ay greater than right-tailed. Okay, right-tailed. Okay, so right-tailed greater than. Okay, so sabi daw, ano daw ang 0.05. Okay, so identify muna natin yung chi-squared niya. Okay, chi-squared R. Okay, so identifying the chi-squared R of 0.05. Punta tayo sa table. I'll just shift to scene 2. Punta ako sa chi-squared table. Degrees of freedom na 40 at saka chi-squared. 0.05. Okay, 0.05 at saka 40. That's 55.758. Okay, so I'll just get back. So the chi-squared R is 55.758. Okay, so ang value nun. So compute natin ngayon yung value ng inyong tinetest. Okay, so value of our test would be chi-squared based dito sa formula na to ha. Chi-squared n minus 1. Okay, so chi-squared. So n minus 1 ay 40. Okay, times S. Okay, 0.27. Variance na pala to, so hindi na kailangan squared. Over, variance din yung nasa taas na 0.25. Okay, so hindi na natin siya isa-squared kasi naka-squared na agad siya. So ang value ay 43.2. Okay, so 43.2 is in here. Okay. So, hindi siya pumasok sa rejection region. So, therefore, fail to reject HO. So, interpreting, so at 5% level of significance, there is not enough evidence to reject the company's claim that the variance of the amount of fat of whole milk is no more than 0.25. Okay? Another one. So, sabi daw, company claims that the standard deviation naman, standard deviation of length of time is 1.4 minute. Okay, so less than 1.4. So, standard deviation is less than 1.4 minutes. So, standard deviation is greater than or equal to 1.4 minutes. So, this is your HO and HA. Nandito ang claim. Okay, so given, so we have alpha of 0.1, 0.1, 25, standard deviation of 1.1 minutes. Okay, so compute natin si value ng rejection region. So, since siya ay less than, okay, less than, so nandito siya. Okay, so looking at the table, pag tinignan natin yung degrees of freedom na 24 at saka 0.1 na alpha, okay, we would be getting 15.659. Okay? 15.659. Tapos, compute natin yung inyong chi. Value ng inyong chi squared. Okay? So, that's n minus 1. That would be 24 times 1.1 squared tsaka 1.4 squared. So, which is equal sa 14.816. So, si 14, nandito siya. This is chi-squared, guys. Kaya hindi mula 0 ang gitna. So, 14 ay nandito. Okay. So, 14.816 ay nandyan. So, since pasok siya sa rejection region, therefore, reject HO. Okay? So, reject HO at 10% level of significance, there is enough evidence to support the claim that the standard deviation is actually less than 1.4 minutes. Okay, so next one. So we have here, what if certain is 15.9. So this is equal. Okay, so ang claim ay variance is equal to 15.9. So this is HA, HO. Okay, so this is a two-tailed test. Okay, gawin natin yung two-tailed test na. Okay, so since two-tailed test siya, 0.025 ang area. With alpha kasi na 0.05. Other givens, N15, variance, sample variance ay 21.8. Okay. So, using the table, kukunin nyo yung 0.025 at saka n-1 na 14. Okay, you would be getting left na 5.629 at saka right na 26.119. Okay, so checking kung nasaan yung part na yan. So, compute natin yung chi-squared niya. So, that's 14 times 21.8 over 15.9. Okay, so which is mag-i-equal sa 19.195. And 19 is in here. Okay, and wala siya sa rejection region. So, therefore, that's fail to reject HO. Okay, and your interpretation at 5% level of significance, there is not enough evidence. Ang claim mo nga pala nasa taas. So, not enough evidence to reject the claim that the variance and the strength of the fishing line is 15.9. Okay? So, you can try it using this problem. So, I hope you've learned. Medyo mahaba lang. Medyo 1 hour and 30 minutes yung discussion. But I hope you've learned how to do hypothesis testing for one sample. So again, your activity would all be the tries that you've seen in this presentation. Ano po? Okay. For questions and clarifications, feel free to message me on Teams. Thank you so much and have a good day.